Hey, what's up, gang? Welcome back to ATI, the Car Shipping Business Channel. My name is Jay. It's Friday, it's noon, it's time for Cars on the Move. We're connecting dealers, auctions, and carriers, and we want to hear from you. We want to see you in the live chat. Why would you go to the live chat on a Friday? Well, are you growing your business? We get emails and comments weekly. Not quite daily, but definitely weekly, and I'm going to share a few of those. We're going to talk about that. We've got the Auto Transport 22 to recap. We have the 50 largest car hauling businesses to recap. We also have news to recap, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump in. Ty, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah, Jay, I can. I saw you Tuesday night, which, by the way, that was an amazing show.
Oh, man,
You really got me fired up.
Tell me
that
about
was,
it. Yeah.
Well, so what, you obviously you put the show together, you put the time in. The presentation, I always watch the show like as if I'm just watching the show. And what I know based on 20 plus years in the industry, what grabbed my attention the most was the fact that I have never seen anything like that in this industry for the transportation auction and dealer. So the presentation that you put together, not only was it amazing, but it really did touch each one that we talk about Friday at Cars on the Move, which is the auction, the dealer, and the carrier. So I want to tell you, thank you, Jay. That was just phenomenal. I put a post out. Yeah, it was a good job.
I would hit the applause button, but I don't have it with me because I'm on the move. I appreciate that, and I mean, I'll just say this is that that is exactly what I was going for. And what I'm really proud of personally, that the Auto Transport 21, that was the first time I did it, was last year, and I pushed the boundaries of even that to now there was like 3 or 4 OEMs on the list. Glovis was on the list, which you and we met Victor at the show learning about Glovis, and the more I learn about Glovis, the more I realize, wow, this company's so big. That's why we don't even really know about it, because it's enormous. It's so much bigger than the stuff we talk about daily. So
yeah, it is. And one of the things that really, so after the show, I'm like, wow. I mean, really, wow. Wow. I mean, okay, so for example, the Toyota, which we'll talk about in a minute, but just the way you describe the Toyota way, and these guys getting in the car and going to the deal and watching it and learning, and use 2 key words that we'll talk about, I'm sure, in a minute. But after the show, after I come down from this high of euphoria of hopium and what an amazing presentation and the hope for ATI as a platform, what we have to offer for the community is pretty intense. So I got thinking about on Fridays, we talk a lot about guys that want to get into the business, or maybe are in and they got their 1-ton and their 3-car. And as I started thinking about it, I went back to when I had 20 trucks. I had, I don't know, 5, 10 guys leased on at any time. I had a broker's license, a dealer's license. So I got thinking about, this 50, your truck list with 50 carriers, right? There's 20 and below is a market that I think we've kind of overlooked. And when I say that, I don't mean that in a bad way for ATI. I think it's just something that we don't really focus on because we get a lot of new entries. How do I get this thing started? What do I do? So the slight little curve here into Clubhouse. So I'm in Clubhouse again. I'm back. I don't know how I got back into Clubhouse, but I'm back in Clubhouse. I'm back in the dealer group. And today they're talking about trade-ins, which is fine. It doesn't matter. That doesn't have anything to do with transport. But where it led me to was the fact that I think the ATI is Cars on the Move ATI is going to become a place where we have performance managers. Okay, this topic came up today in the auto group, and I got to thinking about that. Who does the guy that has 20 trucks have to go to talk to, or have a place to come and absorb information? Where? There isn't a place. There is not a place for the dude that has anywhere between 1 and 100 trucks. Where does he go? He talks to the people around him. So what are the things that he's dealing with on a daily basis? Well, where did Bobby put the keys? The cars were delivered on time with no damage, but nobody can find the keys to the cars, and they're mad. Or what happened to Chuck, and why is Chuck always on time and early, but he always goes through tires and straps? What about maintenance? What about fuel? How do we save? There are all these things that are really important and really consume up a lot of a guy's time, the owner of the business that has, say, 20 to 30 to 100 trucks. These are everyday things that we're always continually fighting. We're trying to educate our drivers. This is why this happens. This is why this happens. But as I listened to Clubhouse, as I listened to ATI, your presentation Tuesday night, I step back like this, and I think there's a better way, guys. It's ATI, it's Cars on the Move. There's a better way for you to navigate through these things, and you step back and you look and you say, what about forecasting, right? Do I need to buy more trucks? Do I need to sell trucks? Where am I at financially? These are the things that I really get excited about, especially when I listen to Jay's Tuesday night show. And the reason is because things are changing so fast. So from the perspective of, do I buy more trucks? Do I try to find more drivers? What am I going for? Am I going for an OEM contract, or am I want to be a sub hauler to a guy that already has the OEM subcontract? And I start looking at these questions. Who does this guy go? I think about Sandro, Trans Auto. I think about Sandro all the time. And I could be wrong. If you're watching Sandro, I apologize, but let's just say under 20 trucks, okay? And I see him at the AHA event. I get to meet him. I get to talk to him, and we start having this dialogue back and forth, and it's rich. It's real. Okay. And I start thinking after we leave, after we watch the show, I start thinking, where are we going to be in 6 months as a community? You read an article about the Ford CEO coming out and saying, we're all for buying cars online. We're all for no more Ford big dealerships and no more overabundance of cars laying around everywhere. This is our new model. This is where we're going. Well, it's just for EVs only, Ty. Stop being a baby. Now, I don't know. Okay. I really don't know. And this is where we get into what I call forecasting. What are we going to do? You know, the guys like Joe at Midwestern, what are they looking at? Are they looking at, let's buy more trucks, let's hire more drivers, there's going to be more work? How are they coming up with those ideas? Not that we have the answer, not that we know what's right. And that's what I got out of the clubhouse today, was the fact that you've got a bunch of guys in there. I mean, there was a bunch, over 200 in this clubhouse, talking about trade-in value on cars and the comparison between the way CarMax does it and the way they do it. Everybody in that group, especially on the speaker, you know, there's a spot where the speakers talk. Everybody in that group is doing something different, but they're all bouncing ideas off of each other. They're all trying to find ways to improve their game and to see something maybe they missed. So I'm going to stop talking now. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited. So thanks again for Jay. Thanks for the
Thanks,
ATI
buddy. Well,
Tuesday night. It was really exciting.
Well, all right. I've got a couple of takeaways. One is that I think that, you know, as you talk about forecasting, um, this is why I, I I think we both can probably get on board with the idea that if you're booking loads off the load boards don't have minds. I'm not going to go there, but um, if you're eating off the load board, why would anybody else want you to learn more about the business? Just book off the load board. That's and I know that's awful. Let me jump over. I want to say this too. That's a half-baked thought, but there's something there. This guy, check this out. I
Let's see.
met, I met, oh, I got to share my screen here. Hang on a sec. I met Arellano, yesterday. Look at this. So I'm traveling, and I saw this car hauler outside of a rental car location, and I saw, okay, look at this guy. This guy, in every picture I took, he's doing something different, and he's not the owner. He works with Arellano. Here's Arellano Transportation. Got his information. We need to contact Arellano or Arellano. No, how do you say it? Ar, Ar,
Arellano.
Arellano. Okay, I think it is.
Oh,
Here he is. I got a picture with. Here's that
hey,
guy
good
again.
shot.
Isn't this amazing? This guy
Oh,
is
wow.
cool. He was so busy. He had a team of
Yeah.
guys, and I think it's just him in that truck. Not 100% sure, but here's the setup, and here's that guy again doing something else. But I mean, this was one impressive outfit, and
Yeah.
I'd love to see if we can get him on Cars on the Move. Also, this is so interesting, Ty. When I met Ariano, and I was looking at other car haulers. The guy in front of him was an independent, and then at a different car rental place, they had two Paches empty and a Tesla empty outside of a rental car. And I thought, is Tesla moving rentals as part of, right, a Phil Deadhead? Anyways, that, and I really wanted to know, all right, Pasha, how big is your trucking? Tesla, how big is your trucking? And that leads us into, let's take a look at, um, let's go ahead and look at our top 50 largest car hauling businesses, and then we'll dive back into what you were talking about. So yeah, let me make the font bigger here so we can see it. You know, everybody wants to go global, right? And this is why, that's
Hmm.
what's so fascinating about the AT22 is that, you know, it's going to sound critical, but everybody talks about being number one, going global. Well, let's talk about what your competition looks like if you get to that level. Because does anybody do that? Does anybody look at what the competition looks like if you actually go global? Are you ready to compete with a Certus, an RPM, and Glovis? I mean, it's pretty serious out there. And how are they
Oh.
going to feel about you getting global? Huh? Right?
You ever heard of shorts?
Yeah. So, I mean,
You're
it's
gonna get
just,
shorted.
and nothing again. This is how business works. So before you go global, just see if you can get to 20,
Yeah,
right?
5, 10, right.
5 or 10, yeah. So anyway, so in the top five, we had United Road, Carvana, Jack Cooper, Cassens, Hanson, and Adkins. By the way, Jack Cooper and Cassens are both union. So are you ready to go up against the unions? You know, I mean,
Mm,
it's just something to think about. And then above 100, you had 20 plus companies. I mean, Virginia is like 500 plus. This is a big
yeah,
company. US
yeah.
Auto Logistics, more accelerated. And then, you know, and what you and I both know is that, like, we're like, how big is Hogan? How big is Black
Mhm,
Car? How big is Car? I mean, these are big companies that have been around for years. How big is Pasha? Don't even
mhm.
know. I mean, it was hard to get some of these numbers, but I know that at Brothers and Delta, you're somewhere around 100. So then, and we know Midwestern, I mean, that's a good sized company, and they don't even have 100 trucks.
They're
So
pushing, getting closer every day.
yeah, they
Yeah,
are. Yeah, they're going to hit 100. They will
yeah.
move into the 100 plus group, if not
Ooh,
already. They will.
yeah, yeah.
And so in some of these other carriers, and it really, it's fascinating seeing a list. This is
Hmm.
Ty. I don't. ATI put this list together. I don't think this exists anywhere.
No, no, it doesn't. And you know what's even more bizarre is you were just saying something made me think like you could have somebody pick up the phone and call patient and say how many trucks do you have, and you might get a different answer for 3 different people within that organization. So actually finding out how many trucks these people have, blah blah blah. So anyway, I think it's here's what I think. I think it's good that we're having this conversation. I think it's really good that when you put that list together, Jay, you did that. That took time, that took a lot of energy, and it keeps growing. And that's something that I think we can start building off of and opening up this community, which is a safe place. We just want to know who you are. We want to know what are you seeing in the market. Does that make sense? What are you seeing in the market? Because here's where to me it gets this, back to this forecasting and back to Jay's 22 list. It gets tricky because it's not the same wherever you go. I'm in the Midwest. What works really well in the Midwest is a relationship. Really, really well. I don't know if that's the same out in the West and the East. I talk to guys and I think it is. But at the same time, are you taking the time to talk to your customer, your client? Are you talking to your dealer? Are you talking to your broker? I mean, some of these guys with 20 plus trucks, if they're maybe don't have a big client base, are doing business with some of the larger carriers slash brokers. Hey, buddy. Good. How are you?
You got a hey
Yeah.
buddy? No.
I got a hey, buddy. Come here and say hi to
Oh,
everybody real
sweet.
quick. This is our friend. I forgot your name. Pierce. That's right. I knew it. Pierce is back. Okay. Pierce
I
left for
think
a
I
little while and
remember
Pierce came
Pierce.
back. Yeah. There's my buddy
Yeah. Hey,
Jay.
what's up,
Ah,
Pierce? How
nice
you
to meet you.
doing?
You remember
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, I remember him.
So you left for a
Hey.
while.
Yeah, I left for about a year and a half.
Yeah. No, I missed you. I know I didn't see you. It was sad, right?
I'm
Because
sorry.
we were tight.
Yeah.
So you came back. What did you come back? Because it's better, right?
Yeah, we can say that. FedEx kind of threw me under to part-time when I applied for full-time. And then I was talking to Justin almost every other day saying if he needed help. And then Chris and everybody left basically at the same time. And I was like, if you need help, I'll come back. I said, I miss you guys. Well, we're basically family.
It's a family business.
Yeah.
And that's right. Your mom works here too, right?
She works
right in the office. Yeah. So you're back in the check-in where you were, right? And that's checking in. And you know the dealers.
Yep, I know most of the dealers.
You know the carriers. You've got that relationship with them.
Yep.
You know when the car comes in, what number to put on it, and you know it all, right?
How to get them in,
how to get them in, how to get them out. So Pierce is the guy you need to make friends with. Pierce is the guy you bring donuts and coffee and Slim Jims to, right?
Yeah.
If you're a transport guy, you need to take care of Pierce.
Some weight on.
Pierce will happily help you get the cars in and get the cars out as fast as you want. Is that true?
Pretty much.
That's right. Because you help people. Hey, okay, this one.
Because this hand's all
bent up.
Broken.
You shouldn't be hitting stuff when you get upset, okay?
Wow.
And getting
That's why I got
fight.
upset.
Oh boy.
I was playing this thing called Groundhog with my buddy and his girlfriend.
Yeah, gotta watch out for the groundhogs.
Yeah, pretty much. Gotta watch out for jungle gyms when you're blind.
Yeah, watch out. Well, good to see you. Thanks for saying hi, and we'll keep up with you. All right.
All right,
buddy. Peace out.
Cool, man. That's
All right.
cool.
All right, you too.
When I was at the rental car location, number one, I noticed a couple things. Oh, hang on, I'm hitting crazy buttons. Number one, I noticed that okay, so even though I've seen some people, again, I'm in Southern California right now, I've seen some people with masks where you don't really see that in the Midwest the same, you know? So it's a reminder of COVID, but otherwise I feel like COVID's pretty much over. And I'm in the rental car place. COVID is over inside of the rental car place. The place was packed with people. And in that means think of all the people they had to bring back, like, hey, we need you. The parking lot is packed with employees cleaning cars, checking cars in, checking cars out. I mean, people everywhere. And I'm thinking, okay, so that must have been for a company to go slim down for COVID and then come back from COVID. That's a heck of a lot of work. And just like Pierce here, right? These are your workers that know the drill. You can't like start from the ground up. You need people that know the drill. And not only does he know the drill, but if you don't and you're suddenly around America's Auto Auction, talking to a guy like Pierce, you can increase your education incrementally pretty fast.
Yeah, and I always teach transport guys, and you heard me say it here with Pierce, but these people, I call them the gatekeepers, check in, check out, gate passes, guard shack, all that stuff. When you get, let me kind of be careful here what I'm saying, because I don't feel the same about big corporate auctions, say like Manheim or ADESA. See, I'm not afraid to call them out anymore because it is completely ridiculous. You can make a relationship with a guard check person at a Manheim or ADESA, and you can maybe get along, but they're really somehow, and I don't know how you get it from the top corporate all the way down to the guy at the guard check to be a jerk, but somehow they manage to do that and make life more complicated. And I'm not trying to be mean. I made a post, your 22 posts. Darren Teague, I think I'm saying his last name right, some senior client experience manager with Manheim. He's like, hey, what are your top 3 questions or problems, challenges? I said,
nice.
Education, shipper, seller. And I said, education and, oh boy. The last one was rates.
Relationships. Oh, rates. There we go.
The last one was rates, and I put them in that order: education, shipper, carrier. I can't remember number 2. It's killing me. Either way, what I'm trying to say is that there's something about this corporate structure that makes it more difficult for people to just get their job done. And it also seems to create a little bit of a division that kind of intensifies just the normal complexities of getting a single car out of an auction.
Well, and
nobody really wants to talk about it.
And it's interesting. I love that I'd love to talk to this guy. Hopefully we can continue the conversation with him. You know, the thing is that one of the things that bothers me a lot is that, and it's assumed that, well, you're here, you're at America's Auto Auction, you're there all the time. Somehow they've embraced you and they already knew you. But But the point is like, why can't we continue to grow communication and relationships when it's clear that that's our mission, but we continue to get pushback? Why? Because you're already on social media talking about how great your company is. So when somebody
Yeah.
tries to help with that message and you shut them out, well, there's a clear
Uh,
disconnect. You know, this is your Amber Heard moment. If you've got a narrative, stick to it. Don't kick us
yeah.
out. We're trying to help. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
I Well, and so this week has been my goal. Actually, the last couple of weeks, you and I, well, we talked here a while back. But anyway, I made it to actually 3 auctions this week on purpose. The first one, ADESA / Carvana, it was a really bizarre experience. Again, second time, it's like just weird. I mean, really, really weird. You walk in, the lights are off, the main lobby. I mean, this is a multi-gajillion-dollar business building too. At Taj Mahal, dark lights, people are just kind of like fumbling around and weird. Hey, so I ran into an old employee that I know that used to check the cars in, whatever. Hey, what's your check say? Oh, it still says ADESA. How's it working out? I don't know. Nobody's told us anything. We're just running around doing what we do. Huh, okay, cool. No real thought into it, no real concern about it, whatever. Go to another auction, Manheim, it just same, you feel like you're not supposed to be there. What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So the volume of vehicles at these 2 that I'm talking about are way down. You come to an Americas, what I would call an independent XLerate Group, part of the XLerate Group. You look at here, Jay, I'm not kidding. This place was lit yesterday. There were dealers everywhere. And I intentionally took a couple pictures. I didn't send them to you. But what you see people talking to people outside right here. Here, I'll show you. Right here. Okay, so the cars come through here, right? They come through here. Out here is where they're coming in this way. So we're going to get a light adjustment. Hang on, everybody. Oh,
You're good.
okay. So the cars are coming in here, right? They're going to the auction. Out here in this parking lot, you see people always talking in groups, little groups, 2 to 4, right? They're talking around a car. They're sitting right here smoking a cigarette, and they're talking, and they're sitting over there talking, and they're talking, and they're shaking hands, and they're, hey buddy, high fiving and stuff. And my point is that there's the sense of family, there's a sense of community, there's a sense of let's get business done, let's get in, how are you? I mean, it's just a different vibe. I can't maybe put it into pictures or words, but it really is different, and it's really noticeable.
And
Okay.
I'm going to jump in. I'm going to say, here's the thing is, you just said something interesting. And, we've been, we're a friendly bunch. I mean, we're a news channel. And that's where I'm headed with this. It seems like ATI is now like this small, legit news channel
Yeah.
because we are publicly questioning some of the things that we see being said. And we're just going to go ahead and say it because it's not like people aren't pretending to let us in and then like shut us out. They're just shutting us out. So,
Yeah.
you know what? We're just going to go ahead and report the news now. We're now
Yeah.
we're now the little engine that could, and we're saying the news, and we're also talking about things way outside of the normal bang hang standing on the fuel island stuff. Like
Yeah.
the and that's and I'm going to take another swipe at Tuesday night with the AT22. That presentation competed with the highest level automotive business presentations happening right now. As you well know, because I've seen there's been a couple reports that come out. There's like these monthly and annual reports that come out, and they don't even have the level of auto transport information
How you
as
doing?
we had Tuesday night. What's going on here? Who's this? Oh, he's
This is my puller. This is my puller. Tell everybody hi.
Hello, hello.
You
hey, what's
remember
going
Jay?
on?
Yes, sir.
Tell them everybody your name.
I'm Jackson Minner.
Jackson,
Jackson.
and Jackson, you do a lot. Jackson does a lot. I see Jackson all the time. What do you do?
My day job is I'm a solar consultant for a solar company, so I sell solar panels to homeowners all over Kansas City Metro. I also pull cars at any auction around Kansas City Metro. And I also help run a lawn care business.
Wow. Okay, that's a lot. So I'm going to focus on the car side of it because that's what I get excited about.
Okay.
Solar panels, I'm not sure. I don't know.
You should be though.
I know.
Save
I'm
money.
sure I need it. Yeah. And then lawn care. I do know a little bit about lawn care. Is there a lawn care load board for you to get your lawns to mow?
I just do what the boss tells me to do. I don't look
Okay.
at a
I'm
load
just
board.
being
It
a
gives me
smart
my.
guy.
I do what the
Okay.
boss says.
On carpooling in the greater metro, how many auctions are there in the greater metro that you pull for?
I pull at 3 auctions.
3 auctions. Can you name them?
Manheim, Kansas City.
Okay.
KCI, which is pretty much Kansas City airport auction. America's Auto Auction.
There you go.
It's next to the airport, so I call it the airport auction.
It was called KCI forever, by
Yeah.
the way. Okay.
And then ADESA, Kansas City, which is down in Belton.
So I got a question for you because I just talk smack a lot. But out of those 3 auctions, where do you find yourself the most?
Manheim, Kansas City.
Manheim.
KCI is next.
Number 2.
I come up here quite a bit, but Manheim's number 1 for sure.
Now you're saying based on the number of people that call you and the number of cars that you pull?
Yeah, I pull a lot more cars out of Manheim than I do anywhere else.
For how many, on average, how many transport companies are you pulling for?
5 on
5.
average.
So maybe those 5 carriers have more clients that buy over there. Is it newer, later model stuff over there?
No, most of the stuff I pull are brand new Fords. So it's
Yeah,
most
that would be
Ford sales.
Or
That's
question.
Yeah, you guys got it. I'll repeat it.
All right. Is it because it's harder for the transporter to deal with the logistics at that location, so it's better just to have a car puller do it?
Oh, well, yeah. It's way easier to pay you to go pull cars at Manheim than it is for me as a transport guy to go get them, right?
Yeah. So in the shoes of an owner of a transport company, instead of having their driver lose time on their sheet to go pull cars for 2-3 hours, they're having me pull them in 30 minutes to an hour, and I have them ready for them in the lot by the time they get
That's
here.
a good point. And you can, a transport guy can get a car out of here a lot easier than he can Manheim. Is that true?
I kind of find it the same.
You do?
It just depends. I mean, I've done it a while, so I get in and out pretty quickly.
Yeah, he has done it a while. More than, I mean, we've known each other for minimum 2 years.
This guy taught me how to drive stick right here.
Do you know how now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Good
I'm
job.
pulling stick cars all the time.
All day long.
Yes,
Good
sir.
job. Well, good to see you, man.
Yeah, you
Appreciate
too.
your
Yeah,
time.
you guys have a
If you-
good
I'll
time.
help you when I'm done. If you got any more to pull, you got a bunch? Oh, you got help? Okay.
Jackson's awesome, man. We appreciate Jackson. And that's what's cool. Man, so we're behind the desk, executive level.
Yeah.
Oh, suddenly let's go back around the front of the desk and talk to,
The guy
real
doing
hey
the
buddy.
job.
Yeah. I mean, I love that about this show.
Tell me your Toyota way. There were two Toyota way boards you got.
Thank you.
And this is what it is right here.
What?
What you just saw is what Jay's about to describe.
That's what's so cool. So, Toyota is an exciting company. Okay, yeah. So Toyota Way, the book, haven't read it, but Genchi Genbutsu. Hi. Genchi Genbutsu is real location, real information. I'm close on that. Meaning, it's a theory, it's a philosophy where managers, executives, supervisors, anybody that's not in that day-to-day job goes to the line, goes to the job, goes to the actual worker at the job to see what's happening and learn what's working, what's not working. No memos, no BS. Go to the job, to the worker. Genchi Genbutsu. That is awesome.
I love it.
Dude.
Let me say it one more time.
Mitra.
Genchi. Yeah.
Genbutsu.
Genchi Genbutsu. Genchi Genbutsu.
Yeah.
And
it's part of their Kaizen. Their Kaizen is their overall philosophy of continuous improvement, which again is an awesome memo that we see on social media time and time again. We're doing all this. And I'll tell you what, while I'm here on this, if you're a corporation and you keep bragging about how much you do for charities and donations and events, and you pay your employees like crap, and you pay your vendors like crap, and you argue over chicken nuggets, I don't care anymore. There, I just called you out.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and just pile on since we're piling on. If you've got the Pride Month on your LinkedIn post, I didn't like it today, and I probably won't like it tomorrow. So be careful with your Pride post if you're looking for likes.
Well, I tell you what, and that's it. And
Keep going next.
yeah, exactly.
That's enough.
Let's go back
Let's
to
talk about the
Kaizen.
Hummer.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about the Hummer. What's going on with the Hummer, man?
Okay, this is a crazy story.
By the
Can
way,
you see it
I'm
behind
in
me?
favor of pride. I'm just not in favor of false narrative.
I'm in favor of stop shoving it down my throat. How's that?
Okay.
Do what you want. Leave me alone.
This is America. All right, what do you got?
Fucking serious? Okay, let's take a look here. Tell me if you can see can you see that?
Yeah.
What's it say?
Oh, look, I'm in the reflection of the windshield. Okay, so we got a GMC Hummer. It's an EV. Oh, it's a 2022 EV Hummer. Ooh.
Okay, you got it?
Got it.
Okay. So this is coming through the auction. Remember how I told you we all stand around outside and we talk? Can you see inside this?
Yeah.
I don't have any lights, but
yeah, no, it looks nice. Yeah.
Let's check it out. Hold on.
I can almost smell it.
Yeah,
does it smell great? Good. Yeah, I bet it does.
Yeah, it does. Look at this. You see that?
Okay. Oh wow, it's got those Tesla screens. Yeah, this thing's like a right?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Okay.
Now I've never driven one. I don't know anything about them. We're standing out in the parking lot as it's coming in, right? Remember I told you what we do? Dealers, they stand out here and they talk, and here comes this really cool looking Hummer. So there's a guy standing there, and he's like, and I'm standing there. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. And this is how it works. This is great. I end up making a friend out of this Hummer. Anyway, it's coming through, and he says, hey, this truck was at I-70 last week. Okay, so time out. I know I-70. I-70 is what we call a hole-in-the-wall auction, meaning hole-in-the-wall as in gravel parking lot, been there for 100 years, and they don't even know what a computer is, and I'm not kidding, okay? So this vehicle is now this is the guy back to standing outside. This guy's standing here, he's telling me this car was at the auction in I-70, which is in Topeka. I'm like, no way, how could this car even be clean after that? He's like, no, I don't know, it was, but he said it lists for $150, and it brought $240, and they did not sell it. Okay, let's do that one more time. Standing in a parking lot, dealer, I don't know. We're standing here, we're both looking at it. Why is this vehicle at this auction? Well, it gets better. It was at Topeka, which is talk about independent. That's an independent auction. List for MSRP says 150. It brought 240. He didn't sell it, he brought it here. Okay, there's the story. Now, hang on, the story's going to change. Okay, follow me? Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
So I talked to this guy, real nice guy. We have a great conversation. All right, I'm going to go watch it. The entire auction comes over to this lane, and then everybody with their phones out, like remember the golf Tiger Woods? I'm the only guy there. I'm standing there with my Michelob, and I'm watching this, right? Hold on a minute. Hold on.
No way. You're standing there with your Michelob, because I tell you what you just said. I just read that a guy got a deal with an advertiser because he was holding a beer during a Tiger Woods hit, and he got
That's
like
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, dude.
That awesome. Really happened.
Yeah. Be the guy. Hold my beer.
I'm just the dude standing there like this. I wish I had the Michelob because everybody had their camera out. Okay, see, remember the screens I always point at so it's showing you how much it's going for. Everybody's bidding it, go. Just coming through. Well, I'm standing another guy that I don't know. He's standing there. He's like, I said, is it true that this was 150? No, that was a different truck. I'm like, what? Yeah. Now this one lists MSRP 115. Okay, great. It goes through the lane, high bid 238, 115, 238. 115,
yeah,
238.
Okay, so you're confusing me. You're telling me that the bid got up to 238, 250, and it didn't sell?
There you go.
What?
Yeah.
That's the story, right? What's up with that? What do they need? $500,000?
Well, they could be just testing the water. I mean, transportation fee, whatever.
Yeah, but how can you place such a high what do they call that? The if bid?
Yeah, the if, but it was an immediate no sell. So, I mean, no, I don't know if it was immediate no
Weird.
sell, but anyway, it didn't
That's weird.
pan out, right?
That is weird.
So, my point is that because I'm at an auction, I met another guy that I wouldn't have met over a vehicle that none of us have seen, which also
Right.
another side note, I think there were a total of 3 EVs at this show yesterday. But my point is, so I meet a guy, we get to talking, turns out he's over here, turns out he needs transport, turns out, it just keeps going. Right. And that's my point about being at an auction, a physical auction, where they open the doors, they're happy you're here. And wait till you see this one. And stuff like this really happens.
Oh yeah, talk about it. So why I'm seeing guitars and cars? There was a Sammy Hagar thing. What is going on with, what is
Can you
this?
see that?
Yeah, I see it. So why do we keep having guitars and cars sale? Explain that. It's a way
Okay,
to
well, this
grow
is
the
great.
interest.
Okay, so I'm at the auction, and remember Jen, our friend Jen?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Jen Jensen, I believe
Jennifer
it is.
Leo Cardi, I believe. Leo Cardi?
Leo Cardi, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I see her, she comes over at the sale. Hey, did you know about our guitars and Cadillacs, August 10th and 11th? I'm like, oh, no, actually I didn't. Yeah, it's August 10th and 11th, and I think you should do a show for all your transport guys to come.
Get out of here. Really? She said
Did you
that?
hear that? She
Oh my
came to me. She said, I
What?
wanted to tell you so bad yesterday,
Oh
but I
my
knew you were busy.
gosh. Wait a
Yeah,
minute. That's got to be a first ever.
I'm like, okay, so I'm baffled. I'm like,
That is
oh, thank
so
you. Yeah, I'd be happy
amazing.
to. I got to walk away because I'm thinking, okay, everybody here knows that Ty's the transport guy and he's always running around the transport parking lot or pulling cars, whatever Ty does. They know
Whoa.
Ty's doing something around here. But for her, so did she come to me because she knows I'm the transport guy, or did she come to me because she sees the connection,
But
or was it all the above?
It's all the above. I mean, when is the
Yeah.
last time an auction representative, she's management, said to somebody in auto transport, why don't you bring your auto transport gang to our event? Has that ever happened?
I haven't heard of it before, ever.
Holy
And
cow.
she's right. Do you know how right she is? Do you know how many years I always come to not just this particular event, but before everybody went psycho corporate? I used to go to all the events, and they used to have dealer appreciation night, and used to go there anywhere there's a dealer. So why am I hanging out in Clubhouse? Car dealers.
Wow.
Why am I hanging out at auction? Car dealers. Why am I hanging out over there? I say car dealers, consignors, marketing, fleet lease, keep going. Ty, why you get so excited about this? Because this is huge.
These are exactly. These are your customers, and that's how much work we have to do before next Friday, because the other day we had a meeting with Used Car News and NIADA, and we got those dealers that want to show up on Cars on the Move next Friday. We got to schedule that. We got a lot of work to do. I mean, that's going to happen, but
next Friday.
Man, I've been piled up with stuff. So
Tim, I already got Tim lined up for sure. He's go.
Okay, good.
Or Bert
Straub, right?
Bert's in for sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Keep working on that. I won't be able to get to it until probably tomorrow. I'm just really stacked up with stuff, but yeah. So as long we just got to lock in. And what about that guy with that Facebook? Did you get a copy of that? He had like a Facebook podcast. He emailed me, and I'll try to send it to you.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that put my email in there, and he emailed it to me. He sent me this. Oh my gosh! I mean, I'm still scrolling. I got so much stuff going on. I'll find it though. I need to send you, but that guy Michael. Oh, that was his name. Michael sent me a podcast of, I guess it was, they had made a show. God, I can't even find it.
Come on,
it's
Jay.
in here somewhere. Oh, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, Jay. Here it is. Okay, here it is. Here's a recent 4-hour podcast that we cut to 1 hour, and it's for NIADA. Michael. Yeah, Michael
yeah,
Motor
yeah,
Cars
yeah,
Inc. Michael's Motor Cars
yeah.
Inc. of New Jersey. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna forward
He's
you
going to be on the
this.
show.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, he
He's
said
pumped.
he wants to. He has to make sure he's available.
Yeah.
But I'm sending this to you, and I'm gonna send it a copy to myself. Anyways, we got to check that out. Yeah, because we want to have him on, have Bird on. But here's what was so cool: those guys were excited once we started talking about
Mm-hmm.
what we're doing.
They were.
Yeah, there were a few
Well,
guys.
they
Well,
see
it's
the
like,
value.
yeah, it was so cool. Take it
Actually, I
away.
didn't send it to you, but I read a cool article today that the NIADA is also now coming out with their own CPO. CPO. Now, okay, let's just slow down, Ty. NIADA, National Independent Auto Dealers Association, is now coming out with their CPO, Certified Pre-Owned Program. Did you hear that? And these guys, man, I'm telling, I can't wait for them to come on. I wish you wouldn't even brought that up, because these guys really are the people that you really need to know. This is real. This is where, to me, these next Friday, this is where it's at. These are real life dealers doing real life work.
I'm going to hit pause right there. Okay. So we've talked a lot about who you need to get to know, whether it's car pullers, whether it's global businesses, whether it's independent dealers, whatever it is. Now that you realize who you need to talk to, then you got to go back to your company message. What do you want to say? What's your
Right.
elevator pitch? My name is Jay. I created ATI, the Car Shipping Business Channel. My goal is to help raise the bar in communication and education.
Uh-huh.
How can I help you? My name is Ty. I have a truck and trailer, right? What's your elevator
Right.
pitch? If you're a growing car hauler, what's your elevator pitch, Ty? What do you say?
Well, what I'm teaching guys, by the way, we had a lot of calls this week from people, just 417-483-2764, call Ty. Had a bunch this week. Here's what it starts with my elevator pitches. Hi, my name's Ty. I live here where you live. I transport cars from here to here. If you could ever use my service, I would be happy to discuss it. Thanks. Have a great day.
You know what I love is and I'm typing, what's your elevator pitch? All elevator pitches, and you'll learn this in
Good.
the executive world. All elevator pitches and executives have something in common, and that is you say some important sentences and then you find the period and you stop talking. Find the period. Somebody right now
Less
is
is
like,
more.
Jay, find the period. But you have to give others the opportunity to talk.
Yep.
If you don't, you will not learn about them.
Nope. Not happening. Did you see that screenshot I sent you of a text message from Don, the guy named Don?
Okay, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and finish out the news. Good call. Perfect timing. Let's go to, okay, so this is Cars on the Move, largest car haulers. Okay, so there was this one. I just want to share this. My husband and I are working on getting into car hauling. Did you talk to, I think her name was Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel. I sent her my number and I said, if you don't want to call me, send me your number, and I have not heard back.
Okay, and that's how many people come in with questions. I love how many people are now coming in with questions. Oh, this one, yeah. It says, this is why we hate transporters. Look at this. Did you send me this? Somebody, oh no, somebody sent me this. You can see
this is why we hate.
This is why we hate transporters.
Oh,
so there's the,
man.
right? I mean, he's at that's either like a small dealer or a recon facility. Who knows, right?
702. Look at the number 702 right there. That tells you where he's at. Yeah, there's a lot of info right there. And Galaxy.s, you can find out exactly where he's at.
So yeah, so that's not good.
Not that we need to.
Not
that
good.
happens right there.
Yeah, that happens.
That's why we got to have more education. There you go.
Yeah. Let's see here. We talked about forecasting. You shared
Mm-hmm.
this CarMax. What was your
Mm-hmm.
takeaway on this CarMax thing?
Blow it up just a little more. It's been a minute, if you
Yeah,
can.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or you just read them off as it goes. It
Right.
starts
So
over here.
major undertaking requires buy-in from the top and bottom. Your people make it successful. Bring them along. Stores and infrastructure are critical to customer experience. Digital capabilities can't just be tacked on, must be integrated throughout and organized around constant customer experimentation.
Yeah. So this is kind of sometimes what we make fun of big corporations that think, look, here's our new program and look how great it works. Now, maybe the reason I sent you this, I can't remember exactly why, but I'm thinking maybe if anybody really gets close, this is just my opinion, to maybe pulling this off, it might be actually CarMax. So on the way here to do the show today, I drive by CarMax, which I do every time. And every time I come to the sale yesterday, the day before, and you notice things when you drive by on the highway at 70 miles an hour and 4 lanes of traffic completely backed. I notice things like there's always minimum 2 transports back there loading or unloading cars. That place is a machine. These people, and everybody talks about them, and on today's Clubhouse, they're talking about CarMax. So I'm thinking if anybody can actually do what they say, it would be CarMax. That's
All
my
right, good.
thought.
So I'm going to jump in and say this. So here's my challenge.
Okay.
Because when I see this, I'm going to take you seriously. That you believe in your people, right? You believe in your
Yeah.
customers. You believe in everybody that works there in your. I mean, that's a lot, but it's possible. Okay, if you're going to post this, if I find out that you underpay your workers, you stress them out, you squeeze every drop, and you do the same thing to your vendors, I'm going to be very, very upset. And what really bothers me is nobody will say this. Because
Yeah.
you
Nobody.
can't talk like this. So your advertisers are all gone. Well, I'll tell you what, we're ATI. We might be the
We
first
made it this
channel that
far.
actually, exactly, we're still here. And I truly believe that there is more of the world that wants to hear that companies
Yeah.
actually take care of people than just talk
Yeah.
about it. There, I said it.
I agree. Good job.
And I hope they do.
You did good.
I haven't heard that they don't, so I'm gonna assume that they do. Bill shared some big news this week. You know, you and I, we haven't fully talked about it, and I don't have the full news articles, but this EBlock, Louisiana's first choice auto auction, to me, that is the news.
Oh boy.
So
What
why?
is that?
Exactly. And by the way, who else in auto transport right now is making a video talking about EBlock acquiring Louisiana's? You won't hear about this anywhere on YouTube, will you?
No,
No.
no,
Because what
no.
is
You
it?
won't even see that on Facebook. They're too busy fighting over straps and
Oh,
chains.
God, yeah, though there's way more illegal dispatchers to argue about than EBlock acquiring Louisiana's first choice auto auction. Let's talk about it, Ty. What does this mean?
I have no
Now,
idea.
exactly, good. Let's start there. I have no idea. I agree with you, but
Yeah.
we know we need to know more.
Well, I read the article. There's an article attached somewhere. I read it,
Yeah.
most of it. I don't. So when I say I don't know, that doesn't mean I don't know. I've definitely got an opinion. I
No,
don't
I
know what
know.
their motive is.
All right. So tell me. Let's start with this. I'm with you 100%. Ty, tell me what you know, what you think you know, what you've read. What is the story? What's
Well, what I
EBlock?
think I know
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
EBlock, they're just online auto auction, right?
Right.
And they're a wholesale
EBlock's
market, I believe,
that's
as
right.
well.
Yes.
And they made a deal. Didn't they make a deal with like Car Offer or somebody recently?
Exactly. So, and this is where it gets hard to keep track of everything because Car Gurus acquired Car
Car.
Offer. Car Offer uses a service for transportation. But when we talk about digital auctions, and this is another reason for the Auto Transport 22, is that there's so many digital auctions now. You know, ACV digital auctions, of course we know that one. Backlot Cars digital auctions, which got acquired by Car Global. We also just talked about Car Offer, and there's many like CarMax has their own. Carvana Access has their own. So EBlock is another company like, you know, some of these auto auction groups. that offers digital auction services to physical auctions that don't otherwise have their own ability to grow digital auctions because it's a lot of work. And Cox Automotive, they've got Manheim Express, and Car Global also has Trade Rev. So how do you grow this out? Well, EBlock is a Canadian company, and stop me if I got any of this wrong. Please do correct it in the comments
Oh,
below. Put
you're
it in the
doing
live
great.
chat. But I think I'm crushing it. Okay, so
You're doing great.
EBlock for a transport guy. All right, so EBlock is a Canadian company that offers the digital auction service to I'm not sure if it's member auctions or just, I'm not sure how that works. And one of the reasons this is important news is if you're following XLerate Group's growth and rise, and you're following Carvana buying ADESA, which takes ADESA kind of out of second place soon as a nationwide auto auction group, then EBlock sees the writing on the wall, and we're going to see other auction groups see the writing on the wall. There's going to be a restructuring of nationwide auto auctions. And why does this matter? Because where do transportation companies get so many of the cars that they move?
Boom.
From the auction.
Exactly.
And that's why it matters. And that was
Well,
a
and
lot,
here
man.
you
I just
you
put
did
half
good.
the audience to sleep.
You did
But it's so
no,
important. Yeah, okay.
no. I got goosebumps. Look,
Dude, nice. I
can you
see
see
them.
them?
Wow,
Yeah, good
that's
job.
awesome. Thanks.
You did good. So this also. So I'm the question guy. So does that mean ACV and Backlot Cars are looking at maybe buying a couple independent auctions?
See, that's the thing. There you go. And now you're engaging in forecasting.
Forecasting. There you go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome,
So
man.
if I'm getting my cars from, let's just have fun. We know ACV. We love ACV. They're friends of ours. If ACV online auction, 100%, no physical location. What if EBlock sets this standard? I'm going to go ahead and buy a physical auction. Why? I don't know. There might be a billion different reasons, or maybe 10. I don't. Whatever. It's done. It happened. Okay. So from a transport perspective, this is what fries my brain, guys, all the time. Everybody has an app. Everybody wants to be transparent, and everybody loves technology until we get right outside these walls right here. Okay. Watch this. Things start changing. We got to go find the car. We got to get the car out of the gate. You got to go through 2 gates here to get the car out. You got to get the cable cut off the key thing, right? Have you seen the cable? You got the key with the cable around it.
Yeah.
So you got to get out of here. So what I'm trying to suggest is this is all great, but at the end of the day, you still have real people walking around doing real jobs. Here's your cognosis. Okay, go find the car. We talk about cognosis a lot.
Yeah.
It goes on the body. There's your jump box. There's a guy. There's check-in. Hi, how are you? See these?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to cut these off every one, right? And you got to throw them down here and recycle, maybe?
Yeah, recycle.
Yeah, recycle.
Put trash in there when I said no trash.
People put their trash in there when they're not supposed to, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for cables.
Real people doing real job, putting real cables and real stuff, and then you go out there. Here, let's just go out there like this. You walk out here. You follow me. Check out. Check in. Guard shack right here. Guard shack. See it? Gate passes. Office main entrance over here. Dealer parking. Oh, Ty's favorite. Here we go. We come out of the gate. Now we got to look. Oh, watch out for the rollback. This is real life. I'm being a smart aleck? No, I'm not. I'm telling you, this is real. This is the part of the job that I guess everybody just forgets about. I don't know.
Dude, this is your Genchi Genbutsu. Hey. I love it.
I love it. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I'm all for transparency. I'm all for technology. I think it's great. At the end of the day, somebody's going to have to do the actual job. Right?
Dude, you know what, man? You know, it's so funny. Originally this was called 50 Largest Car Haulers, but I think it's going to be called Genchi Genbutsu. And I have a feeling that we're suddenly realizing we didn't know it, but we've had Genchi Genbutsu all along.
Oh, that's all we've ever been. We just want to show you what is
It's so
real here.
great, man. But then this is
Yeah,
what's so fascinating is that, see, here's what's neat about Genchi Genbutsu is that we didn't create it. We were doing it. We didn't create it. This is where, so I heard this story. I'll leave you with this podcast of the weekend. Go to YouTube and find, no, Google Numi, Nummi, uh, like auto plant. Okay.
yeah,
Numi Auto Plant. Numi is the plant in Fremont where I believe now Tesla started manufacturing. The Numi Auto Plant is a 1 hour podcast from This American Life. Joe Burkari turned me on to it. Thanks, Joe. And I listened to the whole thing. Fascinating. And part of the story is that Toyota brought Genchi Genbutsu and Kaizen and other Toyota Way philosophies to the workers of Numi, who at first were like, get out of here with your little, origami stuff, and ended up embracing it and loving it. And actually, some of those people went through a transformation because of being introduced and, what do you call it when you're in the dunk tank and you're being bathed and reborn and all that. Yeah, some of these guys were reborn through the Toyota Way. You have got to listen to this podcast, and that's not what it's all about. There's some craziness too. There'll be plenty of interesting drama. It's an amazing 1 hour podcast. Check it out.
Oh, I know we got to go, but do you have just a minute
Yeah, go ahead.
or maybe a couple? I mean,
Yeah.
Can we just pretend like, okay, everybody, if you're done, bye, thanks, have a great. Now Jay and I are going to do some talking.
Yeah.
Can you pull up that? I reshared it on my LinkedIn. It was Brian Pasch posted an open letter to the is it the Ford guy, Jim Ford or whoever the guy is, the new.
So Jim Farley at Ford, right?
Farley, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Jim
Jim Farley.
And really, Brian Pasch posted an open letter. Now, I didn't
Open
see
letter.
that.
I even reshared it.
Wow.
There's
Okay.
something going on, by the way, because you're not seeing my posts, or unless you're just seeing, you're not. But that, like the one I told you about where Darren Teague, Manheim guy.
I didn't see that either, but I haven't been on
I was
LinkedIn much.
reshared. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
this Brian, I want you to see this open letter. And if you want, you can even blast through it. I'm not in a hurry.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming it would be in Brian's. By the way, Brian Pasch, you know what I've learned is that, oh, here it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pull this up. Brian, whether
He's the
Brian,
man.
whether Brian appreciates it or not, we have some similarities. He may
Oh,
not
yeah.
know that, and he may not care. But no, we really do, because he says some crazy stuff that,
Wait till you
like,
see this
he
crazy stuff.
says some very unpopular things. And that's actually, it should give us hope, because he says some extremely unpopular things and he's everywhere.
Yeah. He's very visible.
Very visible. I mean, he's
Very
not like,
vocal. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's it right
okay,
there.
open letter to Dear Mr. Farley. Congratulations, your interview at the Bernstein Strategic Decisions Conference has been shared on hundreds of media outlets. I agree, U.S. consumers will benefit from a modernized framework of purchasing new Fords. Consumers should have multiple paths of purchase, including build-to-order and remote delivery options. I also agree that a one-price model facilitates a streamlined online buying process. Additionally, I understand the need for Ford to innovate its production and distribution model to reduce costs and remain competitive. Wow, and he's a great speaker too. That's really well said. I mean, very well said and very professional. However,
Yeah.
as I read the transcript of your interview, you seem to have missed the importance of the on-the-ground feedback from your retail channel. Could it be that you are aware of recent dealer initiatives, but don't see local Ford dealers as a critical part of your future retail sales framework? Do you need some Genchi Genbutsu?
It gets better.
I hope your answers to my questions can clarify the future role of Ford retailers in the U.S. 100% online buying is available now. In our current market, many Ford dealers offer 100% online buying with remote delivery that does not require a showroom visit. Which a transporter's like, yeah, so what? A dealer doesn't mean a dealer's like, what? Does not require a showroom, like, okay. Some Ford dealers even offer one price models and 100% online buying experience, but that is not what the majority of customers want. Over 90% of consumers still choose to visit a dealership to test drive a vehicle, evaluate their trade, and ask questions about which model trim best suits their needs. So, all right. So he goes on. It's going to take me a while to read all this.
Yeah, it
Can
is.
you,
Go
yeah,
down to
take it.
just the last. Yeah.
All right.
Just
Oh,
read the last paragraph right there.
I hope to receive a response. I support a modern retailing framework that reduces costs. I believe many of your Ford franchise dealers are willing to change and have already made changes. However, your public EV strategy is missing critical information that your dealer network needs so they can plan and protect their multi-million-dollar investments in Fords. Wow.
Forecasting.
Wow.
Here we go. So
Wow.
if I'm a guy and I got a contract, any kind of contract with any kind of Ford, I'm a new car carrier, OEM car hauler guy, and I've got Ford as one of my customers, and I've got a relationship with Ford, and every year I put in the quotes to get the bid. Follow me? That's my job. Let's just for
Yes.
fun pretend that's my job.
Yep.
I'm gonna haul your Fords. If I'm a transport guy, why is that article, why is any of that important to me? Now, I promise you Joe Beccari's read that, and I promise you Joe Beccari's got something to talk
And I also want to
about.
jump in and say that's why they're on the Auto Transport 22, like the person of the year. I knew there was stuff going on. Keep going.
Yeah, and this is what we're trying to drive home, guys, is that it all comes down, right? So what do you mean, Ty? Well, if I'm an OEM transport guy and I know that I've got contracts with these guys and I'm probably going to get another one next year, I better pause. I'm pumping the brakes. Wait a minute. Your CEO guy, Farley guy, saying, "Whoa, we're looking at doing it this way now." And you might have a guy like Joe come on and start a debate, and back and forth, and say, "Well, Ty, that's just the EV. It doesn't mean that they're gonna." Well, okay, Joe, I understand not that Joe and I would do this, but what are the articles? Go find all the articles that say 100% EV by 2030. What about the articles that come out and say, I just spent another $20 billion on my EV plant? I mean, these are real articles that came from real companies that say real things.
I was just reading, there's another, man, Ford. Yeah, some of these got Ford, GM. They stay in the news on that they're going to produce jobs. And I mean, right? It never stops. There's a
All
reason.
right, well, I just want to know one thing. How much money did they get out of the $2.1 trillion Green New Deal? That's all I want to know. Because for them to stand up on stage with countless networks of dealers, I'm not a dealer, I'm not a Ford franchise owner, I've never owned anything like that, never will. But I'm just saying, what kind of balls do you got to have to stand on a stage and basically tell your dealer community group that pays you money to be a part of whatever it is, what?
Okay, you know what? You know who can answer that?
What?
Sandy Schwartz. Sandy
Hey,
Schwartz, 2 years ago,
yeah,
allegedly, stood up on stage at Used Car Week and said, "We're going to close all the auctions."
we're done. Closing the door,
the,
online
audi-
only.
the audience, everyone was. And
Yeah,
again, but
and you talk to the dealer. I'm here at this auction. I love this auction. Please don't change auction.
allegedly.
Please be dealer friendly, be people friendly. Please stay that way. I beg you. Because when you go woke like that, I talk to dealers all the time. And what was his name here? Press car Jackson. I can tell you why he's there more, because they have the new Fords. Everybody's trying to get their hands on new Fords. That's the only reason he's there more. I'm sorry. It's not because it's a better place to go. It's not because the doors are open. It's because you can buy your new Ford. It's still under factory warranty. You don't have to worry about it. They need Fords. Paul Machine talks about it all the time. What's the most valuable car right now? It's 6 to 8 years old with under this many miles, there's a couple hundred of them running through. The dealer's going to pay whatever he needs because he needs inventory. That's why Jackson's there. Come over here, completely different story. These guys are used cars, and you drive down the lots and you don't see anything new on the Honda, on the Toyota, on the Ford. There's nothing new. So my point is if I'm an independent car hauler, I've got 20 trucks, I've got 10 trucks, and I'm watching what's going on in the market, and I'm trying to decide, do I start reducing my fleet? Do I start getting rid of my older stuff and start saving my money? Do I go ahead and try to find a new one right now? What am I doing? I'm going to be watching what these OEM carrier guys are doing. And the reason I'm going to watch it is because if they start getting less and less and less and less OEM cars to move, new cars, because of supply chain issues, because of Russia, because of Putin, because of Biden, because of Trump, because of whoever the heck you want to call it, right? Does not matter. I got a transport company and I want to haul cars. Everything else can go to the side. I'm going to watch this and this and this and this. And based on watching that, what's going to happen when these guys don't have new cars to move?
And you know what I love, Ty, is that now that you said that, and now that we've discussed this, you're free to go back to arguing about illegal dispatchers and all that stuff, because you just got this giant dose of, oh my God, what else is going on in the world? Right? It's amazing.
Oh man.
And believe me,
It's
I
amazing.
keep up with Amber Heard and the TikToks and all that, but I also open the newspaper every day, whether it's
Well, and it's like
online, right?
yeah, well, you and I talked about it last Friday. And again, by the way, last Friday, Springfield, Missouri, 166 Auto Auction, Mike Bradley, general manager, Tom, the owner. I can't remember Tom's last name. Sorry, Tom, if you're watching. But Mike's telling me the same thing that I promise you, Doug would tell me.
Doug
If I went
Dahl,
in to
yeah.
Doug, I said, Doug Dahl, what do you think's going on? Doug's going to say it's relationship 100%. We're not changing anything. We're going to the dealer. We're getting cars to come in and we're selling cars. We're getting buyers to come in. We're getting new accounts, big fleet accounts, big remarketing accounts. That's what we do.
Hey, here's one
Nothing's
for you.
changed here.
Hey, here's one for you, Ty. Why does Carrie at Corey Auto Exchange make a video talking about all the vehicles running? Why does she do it?
She's promoting her brand, her company, right? She's showing we have cars, which, by the way, is a beautiful idea. I used to do this back in the day. You get here to the auction early and just walk through the parking lot. Here's what's available. Ooh, that gets your phone ringing. That gets dealers showing up. That's what Carrie's doing. She's showing dealers we have inventory. Come to our auction.
Did you know Big Valley Auto Auction also has been doing more social media lately? Big Valley Auto Auction, Mere, it's MERE, and Lisa France. I've talked to both of them. We're going to have them on ATI on a Tuesday night. They're going to bring the whole Big Valley Auto Auction team and party, and you know, and that's great, man. I'm so excited.
That is great. Good job.
There's so much happening. So.
Yeah, well, and I think too here this would be hard for me to believe, but I'm going to throw it out there. I think, you know, I found a new one. I'll send it to you. But I found this. It's a father son. They do this car. They just talk about car stuff like we do. They got their own podcast, YouTube channel. But where I'm going with that is I'm saying what we're talking about for our community is the value of the relationship and where do you have those connections? Where do you meet those? So Jay and I talk about going to trade shows. We talk about conferences. We talk about auctions. Jay's out there taking pictures. He's walking around and walks by an Enterprise store, sees a truck and a trailer, starts talking to the guys, ends up with selfies and, you know, photos. So again, if I have a transport company, I'm trying to not just sustain, maybe grow. What am I looking at? What am I watching? Who am I listening to? So yeah, you're right, Jay. I don't know how many times I've said that.
Well, and you know what is cool is, and I even said to the guy, I know you're busy. This isn't the Jay show. I got a selfie. I talked to him for 5 seconds, and I left the guy alone. He and his team were busy as heck. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to get going.
Yeah. And what else did I want to say? Oh, here's what I do want to say, because we're going to wrap it up. June is here. So this is NIADA month, right?
Yeah.
We've got NIADA. You're going to be in Vegas in a couple weeks. And not only is it NIADA month for us, but you're going to be there with used car news
I know.
in
I'm
their
so excited.
booth. Like used car news is helping ATI cover
Yeah,
NIADA. Oh,
it's great.
it is
It's great.
so cool, man. And if anybody doesn't know that, like, stay tuned, man. It's so cool. I don't even know exactly what's going to happen, but I know that it's a unique opportunity for all three of these organizations. Used Car News, ATI, and the National Independent Automotive Dealers Association are joining forces this month to create some content. How cool is that?
It's really super cool. And yeah, thanks for bringing them used car news up. Used
Wow.
car week. They're great people. Yeah. And
Yeah.
they introduced that. So the one guy, was it Reed that was on the meeting the other day? Just
So
phone.
that's right. So Reed Mullins, he's my original contact.
But who's he with?
He is with NIADA.
That's
So
what I thought.
Reed
And he was
is
talking
with
about getting the. Yeah, he's talking about bringing in the president over to the booth and doing interviews and stuff
yes.
like that.
So here's what's going. I know exactly. This is really big news because so Colleen, she's the managing editor of Used Car News. She calls the shots.
Yeah.
Colleen is now our friend and
Used car
helping.
news.
She's we're going to be collaborating with them at NIADA where Reed, I think he's the director of content strategy at NIADA.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is literally we
Man, that's
are
big.
three
It's big.
contributors to media that then that's
You
what
know,
that's what this has been all about all along.
right, but I think I just as we're talking here, I'm starting to understand why we're such an anomaly, such an odd bunch.
Yeah, we
Because
are.
you're right. Who in trucking talks about these things? Who on the other side of these things talks about the transportation? And it's such a conversation where they really need to all talk together. And I think that's what one of the beautiful parts about what we do. So I appreciate you a lot, Jay, and all the time you put into this stuff, building this platform and allowing people like me to be a part of it is really great. Thank you.
Oh, that's
Look at
very
that. Here
kind.
comes the
Well,
truck.
I love what you do. Hey man, what do you got? You got
Got another car hauler
you got a
backing
hey
in.
buddy. I saw that guy
Oh,
coming in while you were talking. Yeah. Well, we
I
loved it.
just like for everybody to see trucks coming in and out. I
And
think that's so
honestly,
cool.
we all love it. I love it too. I know that a big part of Cars on the Move is seeing all the activity. It just
Yeah, see that guy walking
it
right
just
there?
makes me
He's a
feel good.
hauler.
Yeah. Right, and
He's
that's
out
why
here getting
and,
cars. He's got his jump box. Look,
and you know that's right. And you know why he's not talking to you? Because
he's
busy.
busy.
He's busy.
Yeah, you don't
And we
get. I
understand
don't
that
need no
too.
hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, great show, man.
Dude,
Really
amazing.
excited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Meeker. I know Meeker. Okay, there we go.
Meeker Auto Logistics, sure. What's up,
They're
Meeker?
big.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, listen, man, to everybody out there in TV land, let us know how we can help. Ty's phone number is in the live chat. And we also you don't ever worry if you don't say anything, if you never contact us, not a problem at all. ATI is the car shipping
Yeah.
business channel. We're just here to keep the conversation going, to build the relationships, to raise the bar in communication in the automotive business.
That's why, when Darren asked that question about what are your three most challenges or whatever he said, I thought we could immediately, everybody's going to say rates. We need more money. But I thought, wait a minute, why would that be number one? Do we really deserve more money? Let's educate the shipper. Let's educate the carrier. Then we'll start asking for more money. Let's do a better job raising the bar. That's what Jay just said.
And I will say this too. I agree with you because if we can raise the bar, which we need to do, then we should be able to demand better rates.
Yeah, for sure.
But until that guy knows that you're not going to park his front left tire in the middle of your trailer.
Or that you have insurance to take care of it.
Exactly. He just needs to know that he needs to
Yeah.
pay you. Yeah.
That's
So
right.
that's
All
right.
right.
Cool, man.
Well, thanks, Jay. Have a
Thank
great
you
weekend. If you need
very
anything,
much.
holler. I'll be around.
Yeah. Well, we'll
All right,
be in
buddy.
touch, I'm sure, at some point. So keep on rocking, dude. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, see you, buddy. All right, so we let Ty go. It's the end of another Cars on the Move, and I know it was a long show. It was 1 hour. It was more than an hour, and I know that there's gonna be, there's gonna be some questions. I mean, and look at the views. The views aren't that high. I understand. Um, what we're doing is because, like, these aren't the highest viewed shows. I know that. So we just ignore that, as much as I can, but I talk about it. It's real. It's an elephant in the room. All right. At the same time, what we keep finding is that, especially like LinkedIn, a lot of people either know about this channel, they've seen it, they've seen, maybe that there was a show, a company, something was, man, I got an email, people are talking about this, so it's happening. And because it's happening, we just keep on going, and we're trying to collaborate with more organizations, go to more trade shows, feature more companies. So if that interests you, please let us know how we can help. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let me go ahead and grab that email. I'll put it in the live chat. That'll be one of the last things I do here. Oh, let's see here. And I'm remote. Even when I'm on the move, got to keep doing the show. There it is. Send in the news, autotransportintel@gmail.com. That applies to news articles, memes, questions, whatever it is. Let us know how we can help you. This is ATI. My name is Jay. This is the Car Shipping Business Channel. We're back Tuesday night with, oh man, we've got a YouTube review video. I don't think we've really done a show like this, and we're gonna have ATI rounded up the usual suspects in the ATI gang. Ron of NYC Traffic's going to be with us. I think Candy of Jacksport Storage will be with us. Ty will be with us. Hopefully Sue can make it, give the dispatch perspective, and hopefully Brian Riker can also make it. He's my co-host on Live Carrier Advice, and we're going to do a show. We're going to talk about, we see all the videos on YouTube, Get Rich Quick and all this stuff. Let's keep it professional. I've got a good one, but we're still going to take a look at it. Did we miss anything? Are some of those numbers wrong? Are other numbers right? What does that advice look like? And try to be fair and balanced. That's what we're going to try and do. That's Tuesday night, so please do join us for that. We should have live carrier advice on actually, no. We don't have live carrier advice on Wednesday. No dispatching live on Thursday. We'll be back on Friday with used car news, NIADA dealers on Cars on the Move. So be sure to join us for that. Okay, that's it. I'm out of here. It's the end of the day Friday, but it is the middle of the work day for you. I'm sure you need to get back. So thank you so much for your time. Please let us know how we can help. Have a good weekend. And check out that NUMI you see in the live chat. See NUMI Auto Plant? Google that. Get the 1 hour podcast. I promise you'll find it interesting. It'll make you think about things. Thank you so much. Stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Peace out, everybody.